Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Python playlist. Now in this video we are talking about input in Python. So before you raise the question what exactly is input, do you remember what is output? Yeah, from the past 4 videos we have been talking about output. Output is something that our program returns to the user, maybe in form of logs, in form of files, in form of print statement, but anything that is returned from a program to the user is called output. So the opposite is what we know as input. So input is something that allows user to insert data inside a program. Okay. Now what is the syntax of a input in Python? Yeah, that's as simple as it is. You have to just write enter your name. Now why did I write this? So before I show you the demo, let me, so what exactly I'm doing? Here I am taking the input, I'm storing it in a variable a and I'm printing out the variable. Okay. Now let me try to run it. Yeah, I did an enter and my name got printed, right? So what if we don't keep anything inside here? Yeah, it still works, but what's the issue with that? The issue is you won't be able to, or the user won't be able to know when to type something or when not to type something. So just for that sake, we are entering a string inside the input as a parameter, which is basically getting printed in the console where our input is, or the user is giving the input. So the return of a input statement is always a string. Now what exactly do I mean by that? I will show you with the next example. Like I am again taking an input in here. I am saying enter your age. So by age to float हो नहीं सकता, तो age int ही होगा, right? So let's try to run this. I'm giving my name in here and I'm giving my age in here. So it looks just perfect, right? So what's the issue? Now the issue is when we are doing a type of B, what do you think is getting returned? The type of this B is a string. So the issue is whenever you're trying to give input as a float, as an integer, as a dictionary, as a list, as anything, it is considered as a string. So how exactly could we use it as an integer? So you remember from the first and the second video I have talked about typecasting, right? So you just have to do it there. So wrap the input inside an int in here, and now whenever you're trying to run it, you are giving a name in here and you're giving 21, and yeah, you can see this is of class int, since this is getting typecasted. Now let's look into an example in case of competitive coding. I am not exactly going through the whole question, I'm not solving the question, I'm just showing you how exactly could you take the inputs. Now in this case there are 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. This whole, in case of any competitor or any platform like hackerrank, leetcode, codechef, which I'm currently using, you can see these inputs are always passed as a string. How exactly do you take it as int? So there are 2 ways to do so. Suppose there are only 5 variables in all the test cases, there are only 5 variables. So you can do is map and input dot split. What you are doing is you are taking the input, that is a whole string, you are splitting that into digits, that is 3 space 1 space 1 space 2 space 3. So you are splitting whenever the space is coming, because that's how the default behavior of split is, and then we are using map function to convert each and every digit into an integer. So if you try to print a comma b comma c comma d comma e, so in this case the same output, like in the same manner the output is getting printed, right? So this is one way to do so. So what is the other way? Now assume that there is not a constant number of variables. Now there is 3 in the first test case, 5 in the second, 10 in the third, and the series goes on. How exactly will you give, like how could you use that? You just have to convert the whole thing into a list. Or in some of the cases there are hundreds of inputs, so you can't keep on naming everything like that. इतने तो words का alphabet खत्म हो जाएंगे, तुम कितने permutation करते रहोगे. So that's when we are going to use it as a list. So when I'm trying to convert it into a list and printing into list, you can see the variables are getting printed inside square bracket, that is inside list. So this can have as many numbers of like you can say integers that is present inside, irrespective of the size that is given. So since we are storing it in a single variable. So I guess that's all for this video. So I hope you guys have already subscribed. नहीं किए हो तो भाई subscribe ठोक दो, and like करो, share करो, comment करो, कोई doubt है, reach me out in LinkedIn or my mail ID which I have given in the description. And yeah, that's all. Take care guys, see you in the next video.